5, question 1a. For this question, we use one tail upper. The null hypothesis mean response living cost less than equal 3000. For the alternative hypothesis mean response living cost more than 3000. The level of significance is alpha equal to 5%. For the sample mean response time equal to average and highlight all living costs. For mu is 3000. For sample standard deviation equal to stdef.s and select all living costs. For number of observation for sample equal to count and select all respondent. For n square root equal to sqrt and select number of observation. For the t-test equal to bracket and select average minus mu, close bracket, then divide with bracket sample standard deviation divided by n square root, close bracket. For critical t-test, the formula is equal to t.inv, select 1 minus alpha, comma, and select df. For the p-value, the formula is equal to 1 minus t.dist and select t-test, comma, df, and comma, true. For drawing conclusion, t-test is less than critical value. Based on the graph, t-test is outside the rejection area and it's failed to reject null hypothesis. For the p-value is more than alpha and it's failed to reject null hypothesis. So, for the conclusion here, there is no sufficient evidence to support the claim that the sample mean response living cost is greater than 3000 ringgit.
For question 1b, we use ANOVA single factor. First, we select data according to the equation and sort the data. For the null hypothesis, there is no significant differences exist in satisfaction among individuals with different levels of education. For the alternative hypothesis, there is a significant differences exist in satisfaction among individuals with different level of education. Firstly, go to data and click data analysis. Choose ANOVA single factor and click OK. For the input range, select all the data and group by column. Click labels in the first row and for the alpha is 0.025. For the output range, just choose where do you want to put it and click OK. So here the outcome. For the critical f-test is less than critical value. Based on the graph here, the f-test is outside the rejection area and it failed to reject the null hypothesis. For the p-value is more than alpha, which is 0.8668, and it failed to reject the null hypothesis. So the conclusion here, there is no significant differences exist in satisfaction among individuals with different levels of education. For question 1c, we use chi-square. Firstly, click insert and select pivot table. For the table range, select all data and locate where you want to put it and click OK. For the education, drag to the columns. For relationship status, drag to rows and respondent, drag to the values and don't forget to change count. And click OK and here the outcome. For the observed value, just copy from the pivot table. For the estimated value, equal, bracket, select grand total merit times grand total bachelor degree divided by both of grand total and log the data by using $sign. Close bracket and then double click and drag to the right. For the chi-square, equal open bracket and then select observed value for bachelor degree merit minus estimated value for bachelor degree merit. Close bracket and caret 2 divided by estimated value of bachelor degree merit. Then double click and drag to the right. For the grand total merit, equal to sum and select all merit, then double click. And for the grand total, just sum the grand total of merit and single or divorce. For the null hypothesis, the differences of level education and relationship are related. And for the alternative hypothesis, the differences of level of education and relationship are not related. For the chi-square, the f is 3. For the critical chi-square test statistic is 11.5575. That shows it more than critical value. Based on the graph here, the chi-square test statistic is inside the rejection area and it rejects the null hypothesis. For the p-value is 0.0091 and it is less than alpha, which means it rejects the null hypothesis. So the conclusion here, there is a significant differences between education and relationship status.